Are we good? Okay. Greetings and salutations, all. Thank you for coming down here for this news conference on today, Tuesday, July 11th. We appreciate you taking time out of your day to be with us. I'm Dr. Derek Hall. I'm the current board president of the Akron Public School Board of Education. I'm here to introduce you to Dr. C. Michael Robinson, and very excited to introduce him to you as our next superintendent. As many of you who follow our meetings last night know, the board approved a new 5-year contract for Dr. Robinson yesterday. And I'll also point out that those of you who have been following us know that we've had quite the year. We've had quite a busy year. And this is the most significant among them because we're now in a place where bringing on Dr. Robinson is going to be integral to moving our district forward. And he is the right person for the role, and he'll be guiding us during a time when, as many of you know, the public schools face a number of challenges, such as critical challenges with staffing, attendance, funding, safety and security matters, and much more. And so it's important that you all know that nothing is more important to a community's future than its kids. As we say in Akron, as APS goes, so goes the city of Akron. And the work of educating our children goes a long way towards ensuring our own futures. And we have hired, as I just mentioned, a strong leader with an impressive set of experiences and skills. And our process these last several months, let me stress again how transparent it was and how we were actively engaged and involved in seeking feedback from our community and our valued community stakeholders. So I want to thank the board. Again, Vice President Diana Autry is here in attendance. Ms. Valerie McKittrick is here. I see Dr. Renee Molnar as well. So we have multiple board members who are here also to be a part of this. And so thank you for being here. I want to thank the board for working together to bring on such a strong and talented leader. And with that, I am done talking, and I will turn things over to Dr. Michael Robinson. Oh, one last thing. You may have questions, and so we'll wait till he finishes his comments, and then we'll happily take questions, any questions that you may have. So, Dr. Robinson.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the media. First, I want to say thank you to this board, who I could not have inherited a better group of people to work with. Ms. McKittrick, to Ms. Autry, to Dr. Molnar, and to Dr. Hall. It is indeed an honor and a privilege to be here today. To our scholars, to the parents, to the community leaders, I say to all of you, thank you for allowing me and the staff here in Akron Public Schools. Most importantly, I want to thank my mom, who I would not be where I am today if it were not for my mom, and the memory of my father, who were both educators in the Lafourche Parish school system in Louisiana. I have brief remarks, and then we'll entertain questions. Please bear in mind that I am just getting here. I'm not already here. I'm here, but I'm not. So there are some things that you may be asking questions about that I'm not able to answer at this point in time, but certainly as time progresses, we will be able to answer those questions. But thank you today for joining me as I address for the first time as the new superintendent of Akron Public Schools. I am truly honored to serve this vibrant community, and I'm eager to embark on the journey alongside our dedicated educators, passionate parents, and talented students. As I stand here today, I know that there will be challenges that lie before us. Our education system faces many ever-changing landscapes filled with complex societal issues, technological advancements, and evolving learning needs. However, it is precisely in the face of these challenges that our greatest opportunities for growth and progress emerge. My commitment to the students, to the scholars, as I affectionately call them, of Akron Public Schools is unwavering. I still remember a scholar that I sort of adopted when I was in another district, Paris. I still remember Paris and the work that was done to nurture and to get Paris to the place where he needed to be. That's why I'm in education. It's for the children, it's for our scholars. We must ensure that every child in our district has access to an opportunity for high-quality education that empowers them to thrive academically, socially, and emotionally. Our focus will be on fostering an inclusive and equitable learning environment that celebrates diversity, respects individuality, and nurtures the unique talents of each student. To achieve this, we must tackle head-on the barriers that hinder our students' success. This includes addressing achievement gaps, enhancing early childhood education programs, providing targeted support for students with special needs, and equipping our educators with the necessary resources and professional development opportunities. I firmly believe that education is not just about acquiring knowledge, it is about igniting curiosity, cultivating critical and analytical thinking skills, and preparing our scholars to become responsible and engaged citizens. Therefore, we will place a strong emphasis on innovative teaching practices, leveraging technology to enhance learning experiences, and fostering a culture of lifelong learning among our students and staff. While the road ahead may be challenging, let us not forget the incredible rewards that await us. When we witness a student's eyes light up with understanding, when we see their confidence soar as they overcome obstacles, and when we celebrate their achievements, both big and small, we know that our efforts are making a difference. Public education is the cornerstone of a strong and prosperous society. It is through education that we empower our future leaders, thinkers, and change makers. Therefore, I call upon the entire Akron community to rally behind our public schools, to become partners with us in education as we go down this journey with our scholars, with our children. Together, and only together, we can build a brighter future for every student in our district. In closing, I want to express my gratitude again to the Akron Public School Board of Education for believing in me and entrusting in me this critical role. I am humbled by the opportunity to serve this wonderful community and to work alongside the exceptional individuals who make Akron Public Schools truly what it is today. and very special. Let us embark on this journey together, united in one commitment to providing an exceptional educational opportunity for all. Thank you.
Akron Public Schools had essentially 4 superintendents in 2 years. Looking at your resume, you've moved around quite a bit in different parts of the country. What assurances do you give this community that you're here for the long haul, that you're going to give that full attention to Akron, maybe not?
Thank you for that question, and I truly like the fact that you brought that question up. One of the things that I assured the board, and I want to assure our scholars, our parents, our community, our business partners, our educators, our school leaders, our entire school district, I am here to stay. This has been something that I have hoped and dreamed for, prayed about, and my family is behind me, and so I am here for the long haul. And I hope that the work that I do, along with the district, because it is not about I, it is about us, we, and our, that it will be satisfactory and pleasing, and we will see the results of that work so that I'm able to stay even longer than the 5 years. But I'm here to stay. Absolutely. I provided the board during my interview with a 100-day plan. Of course, it is very fluid, and there are some things that are going to be made changes, and then I'll consult with the board again. But one of the things that I can tell you is that there is a plan. It's already been in motion. It's already started being executed. I do plan to meet with various stakeholders throughout the city, internal and external, very soon. I'm here for a couple of days, but I will be back, and when I come back, I will be actually living here, and I will be residing within our Akron Public School district. And so meetings are already being scheduled to start meeting with stakeholders upon my arrival. Actually, some of those things may even be done virtually before I even come back. But yes, there is a plan of execution, and that plan is actually already in motion. Yes, we are reviewing a lot of the data and financial records of the district. We are putting together, and we'll have something in place to look at our 5-year plan around the state calls it the 5-year trajectory plan for finance plan. But yes, we in fact, we just had a meeting a few moments ago where we were talking about that. So there are some things already in motion to start looking at finances for our district, around staffing, around spending. So yes, we do have a plan which will be eventually rolled out for public consumption. But right now, we are discussing a lot of those points around the district's finances.
So just to quickly add to that, I mean, one of the things that we've discussed as well is, obviously to your point, the fiscal cliff we're facing in just a couple of years is very real, but also thinking through how do we evaluate our programs with more rigor. So thinking through how do we develop additional KPIs to help us understand better what the ROI is on the programs that we have. I think we've talked about there's a lot of great things we're doing here. There's a lot of great stuff. But the great stuff you're doing also has to result, also has to have results, right? And so And that becomes even more of an important thing to focus on, especially when we're entering an era of belt cutting. Obviously, we recognize that these are some tough economic times, and so when you're asking folks to take on additional taxes, they have every right to say, well, what am I getting for the additional taxes, right? And so that gets back to how are we evaluating ourselves? How are we evaluated by the state and by the community? And how do we transparently communicate that message as well? So, oh, yes.
Just real quickly, you gentlemen, whoever asked the question, repeat the question.
Oh, sure.
Okay,
Because they're not mic'd, so
okay,
that would be helpful.
thank you.
I think the lady, yes.
Let me comment on
No, that's okay. Thank you. Is there a specific timeline on when you will become a resident here in Akron? What you do? So that's the first thing. And second, you mentioned the 100-day plan. From your outside perspective, what is the biggest opportunity for growth that you see here?
Yes, well, I will become an Akron resident. Oh, okay. Can you repeat the question again? I'm sorry. Oh, for me?
They want you to say it out loud because
Okay, all right. So you wanted to, I'm sorry. So you wanted to know when I'm going to be a resident here in about 2 weeks. Yes. And your second question was?
From your outside perspective, what do you see the biggest opportunity for growth?
I'm glad you used the word opportunity because there is nothing but opportunity for growth here.
So again, the question was, so you asked Dr. Robinson what he sees as the biggest opportunities for growth. Okay, roger that. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't see anything but opportunities for growth here. With all of the challenges, and let me tell you something, I don't know one school system right now that doesn't have challenges right now with finances, with staffing. School districts received a lot of money across America, was called ESSER, and those dollars were used to try to support and subsidize things within a school district. Decisions are going to have to be made about now that we don't have that money. What does that look like? We know that there will be cuts. Eventually that will have to come. We will have to move things around. So I don't see those things as something that is a negative or a challenge. I see those as opportunities for us to reshape, resize, and continue to grow. Okay. So your first question is in reference to some of the issues around safety, right? I want to commend the board, the district for the outstanding work that, and I do mean outstanding. I had an opportunity during my interview to tour some of the schools. So I got to see this firsthand. And some of the things that have been put in place to support having safer schools, I would feel very comfortable in these schools that I've been able to go into and see the things that have been done, the safety measures that have been put in place. With the cell phones to just making sure that there is extra security at doors. You know, we have a lot of things that the board invested in that I do believe very strongly that will make our schools, our teachers, our scholars much safer in the new school year. And I'm going to continue to support what has already been in place. There is more work that we're going to do around that, but a phenomenal start has already been made. And to your second question around attracting teachers, we're going to be working right now. We are in the process of hiring a new HR representative, a person for HR. I will be working very closely with HR and Dr. Thompson, who is our treasurer. I'm going to be working very closely with those two persons so that we ensure that we have a robust plan, that we, again, you will hear me talk about several plans. One thing I do want you to know is that in transparency, those plans are going to be eventually rolled out. You will eventually be able to see those plans and where we're going with things. It's important for me that the public knows what we're doing. The work that we're doing is not top secret, right? It's important that you know and understand what we're doing. I will be having advisory meetings. There will be town halls. We'll be doing a lot of, I'll be getting out into the community and really connecting with people. I do not ever want people to feel that I am a superintendent who sits on the 5th floor and looks over the city, but nothing is getting done. I'm just quite the opposite. I'm going to be out and about. They will see me in the community, very active in the community. But when it comes to the recruitment of teachers, we've got to make sure we have a plan in place. We've got to make sure that we tell our story so that people want to come to Akron. And there are a lot of phenomenal things here that are happening that and will continue to happen that will attract teachers to the Akron Public Schools.
I don't know if you got to see it on our tour, but I'm sure you've heard much about it. Our college and career academies here. Obviously, that's something massive that's already in place here. What's your commitment to growing those academies? And I'm just curious kind of what your reaction was when you heard of them, or as you grown to understand that, what value you think that has here.
So your question is in reference to the career academies in terms of my reaction to those academies and what did I think about it. Before I even applied for the job, I was looking and perusing the website. And my doctoral studies is in smaller learning communities. So quite naturally, it was a excitement for me to see that the district was, doing these what we call career academies, because your 9th grade academy is usually your smaller learning community, and then it branches out into the various career academies. I want to continue to work with that. I'm extremely excited about the work that has already been done, but I do want us to continue that work and to take it to the next level. I want to work with our chamber, our business partners, all of the various organizations, and so many of our business partners and industry leaders who are already working with the district. We want to encapsulate more people with to support that work, because at the end of the day, that's how we're going to grow Akron community. Once our scholars graduate from high school, they graduate college and career ready and ready for the workforce, whether it's going to college, vocational or technical college schools, or if they're going to go into the workforce, we want them to go in ready, already credentialed. And so I'm very excited about that work, and we will be continuing that.
As you were here for our meeting last night, where we saw one community very excited about building that they would get. There's another community that's really perhaps feeling the opposite today. Our North Hill community that is not going to immediately get into North High School. Board expressed commitment to seeing that through in the future. What would be your message today for that North Hill community that is wondering when they're going to get building for that?
Your question is in reference to the decision last night to support one community versus another when we were talking about the Kenmore community and the North Hill community. I want to commend the board because, and we actually just finished talking about that a few moments ago before we came down. I really want to commend the board because that was a tough place for the board members to be in. I want to commend all of those community leaders and parents and students and scholars that came out last night. I appreciate their voice. And we have to get back to community, right? And it's important for the community to give us voice on things that we're doing. We don't have all the answers. So it's important for us to connect with with not just those communities, but with all of our Akron communities. I hate that we're even in the position where we're in, where we even had to make those types of decisions. I felt their pain last night. I was sitting right over there, and I felt their pain, and I do understand what their pain is, and the need to have schools in their community without us taking them from. So we will continue to look fiscally at everything, at looking at all components of what has to be done, because at the end of the day, we have to make sure that we do have schools that are vibrant, viable places for our scholars to be able to be educated. We also need to make sure that we are paying very close attention to our fiscal accountability as well. And so I don't want the Kenmore community to feel the way they felt last night. I think they were very happy when they left here, right? But then we have our North Hill community that did not leave with something. And one thing I do believe and very confident in is the ability of our board. And I do believe that they are going to make a way somehow. I don't know how long that will take. I don't know what all that's going to entail. But we do have a board that cares. And it's very concerning to them. And so I would say to them to continue to hold on. I know people might say, well, you're new coming in. You know, he doesn't understand. I understand a lot more than maybe you think I do, because I've seen these stories in movies before. And we want to continue to be very diligent in our fiscal accountability, but we also want to be respectful of our communities and try to do the best we can in providing them with good schools and places for their kids, our scholars, to attend school. Thank you. So your question is in reference to the stresses of sometimes new leadership coming in and how that impacts those communities, but all communities within Akron. Am I correct? Yes. What I want people to understand is that I have been a classroom teacher. I've worked my way all the way to the top of where I am now. I understand the plight and the concern of when new leadership comes in. And sometimes they come in and it's a whirlwind and changes are made. And then sometimes they're subtly made, right? I'm going to do a lot of listening, looking, and learning and listening. I do plan to have a lot of advisory committees, roundtables. Those will start as soon as I get back. And I want to hear from people. We do plan to do a transition report, which will be made public for everyone to see, but we do plan to do that. And we're doing that because we want to, and that's another way to encapsulate the voice of people. And we want people to know that they have a superintendent who cares about them as an individual and also as a professional, but as individual people. We're human beings. And so I want to make sure that people understand that there will be a very high level of integrity and respect that is given to our employees and to our community, to our scholars, to our parents, because I want to work with people. I want to work with people. I want to collaborate. I know that some people may not want to work with me, but I'm going to continue to keep striving until we make it to a place where we're able to sit down at the table together, because that's how we're going to bring Akron to the next level and take it to the next level. It's not going to be anything that I'm going to do on my own, because it's not about me. It's about us. It's about we. It's about our community. Thank you.
You're done.